This was the soundtrack to the formative years of my musical journey. I'm Josh McLeod and I'm obsessed with music. When I was 10, my dad dragged my two brothers and I along to a Cold Chisel concert. At the age of 10, I didn't really care much for Cold Chisel, but supporting them were two Australian bands that turned me from listening to 2009 pop radio to digging through my elder brother's small CD collection. Those bands were Grinspoon and The Living End. A little further down the track, after having my brother teach me basic guitar, I decided to start taking weekly lessons. After seeing so much passion and potential in those few months, my teachers suggested that I start learning classical guitar. And me, being an eager kid ready to learn anything about music, that's what I did. For the next 3 years, I strictly studied flamenco and classical guitar, which taught me skills that I found myself applying to other genres later on, along with facilitating my heavily theory-driven approach to all music. It was around this time that I attempted to replace getting a real job with busking, which had its ups and downs given that I lived in rural New South Wales. I didn't really have the choice not to do it though, as I needed to continue funding my music lessons to fulfill my need for more musical education. And so I stuck at it and found a way to use it to my advantage to practice my flamenco repertoire while also paying for my music lesson. As I got older, my taste began to diversify and I found myself exploring an intense passion for jazz music. I asked my mum to buy me a copy of the real book for my birthday and proceeded to play as much of the lead sheets as I could before my hands gave in, at which point I would resort to reading the lead sheets in my head before going to bed, and even found myself analysing the harmonies and tonalities as I fell asleep. At this point, I tried to delve into every theoretical concept I could find on the internet, and started practicing them while playing music with my heavily jazz-influenced music teacher at high school, who facilitated my passion better than I could ever have asked for. At this point, my private music teacher told me that he was struggling to keep up with the concepts I was exploring. Despite this, I continued to pay him and see him weekly as I couldn't pass up his practical experience and the opportunity to play with such an incredibly seasoned guitarist across so many different styles, and found it incredibly worth my time. Unfortunately, around the beginning of year 12, the pain in my wrist became excruciating and my doctor told me that I had repetitive strain injuries in both of my wrists, and ended up not picking up a single guitar for the next 6 months despite my urge to achieve the highest high school certificate mark for music that I could. This setback took a major toll on me, and by the end I struggled to fill the hole it left for those 6 months. Despite not playing or practicing for 6 months, I worked hard towards the end of the year and took caution not to fall into the same bad technique habits that caused it in the first place. I ended up receiving a 97 out of 100 overall for music, which I know for a fact would not have been possible without the support of both my music teachers, which made me realize how much I appreciate that quality level of guidance. This need for guidance left me applying for the Bachelor of Popular Music in an attempt to find more incredible teachers to help me along my journey through music.